Hello everyone, my name is Minnie Sethi. I hope you all are staying healthy. Today we are going to talk about ability to pay theory of taxation. According to this theory, burden of tax should be according to ability of taxpayers. According to this theory, burden of tax should be according to ability of taxpayers. Means those who have more ways to pay, they should pay more tax. On the other hand, those who don't have so much wealth, they should not pay any tax. And there are two approaches to measure ability to pay. First is subjective approach, second is objective approach. One by one we discuss each approach. First of all, we will see subjective approach. Subjective approach is based on psychological, or we can say the mental reaction of taxpayers. Subjective approach is based on psychological, or we can say the mental reaction of taxpayers. As we know, we do some sacrifices when we pay taxes. And this approach measures sacrifices of taxpayers by three ways. First is equal absolute sacrifice, second is equal proportional sacrifice, third is equal marginal sacrifice. One by one we discuss about each sacrifice. First principle is equal absolute sacrifice. According to this, total loss of utility due to tax payment should be equal for all taxpayers. According to this, total loss of utility due to tax payment should be equal for all taxpayers. Or we can say that sacrifices due to tax payment should be equal for all taxpayers. As we know, for a poor man, loss of 1 rupees is higher than a rich man who has lot of money. That's why according to this principle, rich person should pay more tax as compared to poor person, so that they both feel equal loss of utility, or we can say that they both feel equal level of sacrifices. Second principle is equal proportional sacrifice. Here sacrifices of taxpayers should be equal proportional to their income. Here sacrifices of taxpayers should be equal proportional to their income. For example, suppose we have two persons A and B, and formula of calculating equal proportional sacrifice is sacrifices made by A, or we can say tax paid by A, divided by total income of A, equal to sacrifices made by B, or we can say tax paid by B, divided by total income of B. Suppose total income of A is 5 lakh and he is paying tax of 50,000, and total income of B is 50 lakh and he is paying tax of 5 lakh. So here you can see A is paying 10% of income. Similar, B is also paying 10% of income. So it will be called equal proportional sacrifice. Next principle is equal marginal sacrifice. According to this principle, total sacrifices of all taxpayers should be minimum. That's why this principle suggests marginal sacrifices of all taxpayers should be same. Please listen carefully. Here we are talking about marginal sacrifices, not total sacrifices. This principle suggests marginal sacrifices of all taxpayers should be same. Marginal sacrifices means sacrifices that people have due to additional unit of taxes. Now with the help of this table, we will clearly understand equal marginal sacrifices. Here in first column we have taxes. Second column we have marginal sacrifices of A, and A belong to high income group. Next column we have marginal sacrifices of B, and B belong to medium income group. Last column we have marginal sacrifices of C, and C belong to low income group. According to this principle, marginal sacrifices of all taxpayers should be same. That's why government should take 1 rupees tax from C, and 3 rupees tax from B, and 4 rupees tax from A, because at these levels marginal sacrifices of all individuals are same. You can see at 1 rupees tax marginal sacrifices of C is 8. At 3 rupees tax marginal sacrifices of B is 8, and 4 rupees tax marginal sacrifices of A also 8. So here you can see marginal sacrifices of all individuals, or we can say the marginal sacrifices of all taxpayers are same, 8, 8, 8. So it will be called equal marginal sacrifice principle. Now we are going to talk about objective approach. According to this approach, taxes should be based on three objective factors. First factor is property or wealth. According to this approach, taxes should be based on property or wealth of person. But it is very difficult to measure actual value of any property. Next factor is consumption and expenditure. According to this approach, taxes should be based on consumption and expenditure. But sometimes your consumption and expenditure don't give true information about your income. Maybe you are spending more because your family size is big. Last is income. According to this approach, high income group should pay higher tax and low income group should pay low tax. But sometimes it is not necessary. High income group should pay higher tax. Maybe their family size is big, they have lot of liabilities, loans, etc. So this is all about ability to pay theory of taxation. I think you got it, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye, take care.